And the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury has the guts to come and tell us that they are allocating 150 million Kenya shillings to DCI to monitor social media. Where are our priorities, to be honest? And you see this issue of 150 million, and if members of parliament dare pass that budgetary appropriations with that particular budget, we'll know they are the reason why Albert Ojwang was abducted and murdered. Because
welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Celestine Wendia. I'll be your host for today. And we will be talking about CS of Finance John Mbadi. He came up yesterday and said that the Finance Bill 2025 has not increased or added any new taxes, but Kenyans have gone through the document and do not seem to agree with the said statement. And the shocking thing about the Finance Bill 2025 is that they gave the DCI 150 million to monitor social media. Now, if that does not give sketchy, I don't know what does. Because why are they even allocating money to monitor social media? Remember, just yesterday, protests were happening against the death of Albert Ojwang, who was killed over a Twitter post because he posted on X, and some senior citizen did not agree with what was said or did not like what was said. And now they are going forward and fund the DCI to monitor the said social media. Tell me what you think about this. Newton Kamasi was having an interview with Citizen TV and said that we are not even done with mourning Albert Ojwang, who was killed over the said social media. Yet they are allocating money to keep an eye out online.
However, we are mourning the loss of Albert Ojwang. And the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury has the guts to come and tell us that they are allocating 150 million Kenya shillings to DCI to monitor social media. Where are our priorities, to be honest? And you see this issue of 150 million, and if members of parliament dare pass that budgetary appropriations with that particular budget, we'll know they are the reason why Albert Ojwang was abducted and murdered. Because what does this 150 million do? It enables DCI to track down Newton Kamasi on his activities for him to be killed and silenced. That is the reason why I'm saying this budget, to some extent, they are doing some things that are not really necessary. And they are doing a slighting to the country, and they should stop. But again, Trevor, if you look at how the budget process has been done, you know we have a 2010 constitution that had a very good procedure on how to come up with these things. We had the indicator, the outcome, and the impact model of the budget. But what we are seeing, we are not seeing a flow of that happening in regards to the allocation of these resources in the budget. Because what happens is, Trevor, someone just wakes up and says, I want to put money here, and money is put. I want to put money here, money is put. But we don't have a clear flow of what is the outcome of this, what is the impact. And I want to share the pain that the UNSA chair is representing students. Because you see, as the students, they're looking towards accommodation. Instead of going to build affordable housing somewhere where they are not needed, why don't you construct those hostels here for the students to live in? Because that brings in the impact component of the budget. We need to have a budget that has clear flow. And you see, the Constitution, the drafters of the Constitution, had this in mind when they were making this particular Constitution, so that in future, we don't just have money budgeted here, and it does not do the necessary thing. A very good case in scenario. We have the affordable housing, Trevor. The president was so passionate about this affordable housing. Now, the money has been deducted from hard-working Kenyans. Now, the president wants to divert that money from affordable housing to go and construct markets, to go and construct sheds. I don't want to construct something different. It tells you how priorities are upside down. They are bottom up. You get me? Because we want a government that is so responsive, Trevor, that if you say we are putting 993 million to research and development, that money goes to research and development. And it is intentional because we can see the impact and we can see the outcome. Otherwise, we'll just be doing budgets every day. Another case, another observation I've made, Trevor. Last year, when the demonstrations were against the finance bill, the president wanted to raise some 340 billion. But right now, Trevor, 1 year down the line, if you can ask this government, what is it that they have not achieved? Apart from corruption and stealing public money, they cannot demonstrate, they cannot explain. Right now, CS Mbadi is telling us he is not increasing taxes, but he's trying to raise some, he wants to raise some extra 30 billion from the adjustment he's making from zero rated and all those things. Now, I ask myself, as a country, do we need a 4.2 trillion budget? We don't, Trevor. Then, something I've realized is, if we become very hard on these people, if we become difficult to them, if we become very observant and demand accountability, we can get the right plan for this country without straining Kenyans. Now, the 4.2 trillion budget, to me, I believe is excessive. And as well as we do that, there is the component of inflation. You know, this government, the president is so adamant to reduce the inflation figure downwards. But what he does not consider, he does not balance it with the economic power or growth of a country. Because as we are, Trevor, there is no economic growth. We are like stagnant as a country. There's nothing happening. If there's private investment,
the figures, there is a lot of growth actually.
No, there's nothing that is improving, Trevor. I'm telling you. Apart from the figure coming down, I don't know to 3. You know, as a country, we cannot pride ourselves with the 3% inflation rate. Because I cannot feel it, Trevor. You cannot feel it. People are losing jobs.
Yeah.
For heaven's sake.
Okay.
The people are struggling to borrow.
Yeah.
Money. And then the other component is the issue of the government wanting to borrow 600 and something billion from the local market. Trevor, that one is going to lead us backwards. So as the government plans these budgets, let it be objective, let it balance, so that at the end of the day, we don't have a budget that is excessive and it's making Kenyans be overburdened by the activities of the country.
All right.
The government has been feeling threatened by the power of social media since last year during the Finance Bill 2024. And a lot of people went missing during that time. A lot of people have been arrested so far because the government does not appreciate the online activism that is happening. A lot of people went missing because of the said social media. Yet now they are allocating funds officially to monitor social media. This shows that the government is aware of what is actually happening in the ground level, because remember, President William Ruto has always been claiming for the longest time that he does not know, or what he is being told by his advisors and what the people are saying is happening in the ground level are not the same thing. Keep that in mind. And now a budget cut has been allocated to social media. That is not sitting right with me. Tell me, do you think this is the government's attempt to kidnap more people, or the government attempt to officialize their abductions? Kenyans have been complaining about the cost of living. Just the other day, we had a deficit of funds in the education sector. And now they are finding money to allocate in other places, while even for some people, it's still not working. We have always been told that the medical cover is going to be working. It's going to start working anytime from now. But we can still see people complaining that some of them it's not, or it's taking a long time to process. Yet money is being allocated to social media. I think that sums up how the government functions. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I have been your host, Celestine Wandia.